Welcome back, detectives. Today's case file number is 037. The case was filed under the alias Author Jojo. The case title is Always Check the Batteries in Your Smoke Detector. Beginning audio dramatization for the records in 3, 2, 1. I was so excited to finally move into my own place. Complete freedom from my parents and a place to call my very own. The apartment wasn't the prettiest girl at the ball, but it was mine and honestly more space than I needed. All I needed was one trip with my dad's truck to move the surprisingly little amount of belongings that I saw as essential. With my rose-colored glasses practically glued to my face, the apartment was nearly perfect, except for the smoke detector. As I was moving in, running back and forth through the hall that connected the living area to my small bedroom, the alarm continued to chirp at me. The space was so small that no matter where I was in the place or how much noise I was making sorting all my things, I could hear it. It was something I was going to have to get used to. I didn't want to pull the battery out because what if? Although it didn't sound like there was much battery in it to speak of anyways. The high-pitched beep you'd expect was deeper and slower, as if it was winding down. It felt fortunate at the time that I didn't need to use the closet that was in the same hall as the smoke detector. It had one of the sliding and slatted doors, but I didn't have use for it as everything fit in my room just fine, so I never bothered. Opening the closet and searching for my belongings would have made me anxious anyways, just waiting for the next beep from the detector. At the time, I was surprised that I even managed to get sleep with that thing going off all night, the noise slipping under my bedroom door effortlessly. It almost sounded louder and faster at night. I recall waking up one night and laying in bed. The chirp went off and I got up, walked to the bedroom door and put my ear up to it. When the chirp went off, I counted until it went off again. The intervals were so uneven and the beat became even deeper, almost a mechanical growl. That's when I decided to just unplug the thing the next morning. It took a little effort to get back to sleep, but I managed it through the incessant gnawing of the smoke detector. Morning came fast and I listened to the chirping as I pulled clothing on and made the bed. I pulled the bedroom door open quickly. There was a change in the air pressure and I saw the hallway closet rattle. The chirping continued, even more noticeably uneven than the night before, so I walked over and lifted my hand to it. It took quite a bit of effort. The thing clearly hadn't been touched in forever, and dust trickled off as I pulled it from the wall. Wires ran from the chunk in my hand to the piece that was glued to the wall. My fingers wrapped firmly around the smoke detector as I turned it over to where the battery would be held, and my heart dropped. The plastic was cold in my hands, but I'm not sure if it was because the apartment was chilled or if my body became so flush when I saw there was no battery in the smoke detector. Even still, I heard the same chirp I'd been hearing since I moved in. Only this time, standing with the detector in my hand, I could tell. The noise was coming from behind me. That chirp was coming from the closet. I only caught the shortest of glances from between the slats of the closet door as I hectically made my way for the exit. Just for a moment did I lock eyes with the source of the noise hiding in the closet. Thank God I put on the same pants I had worn before that still had my cell phone in the pockets. I ran outside and immediately called the police. I kept an eye on the apartment door, waiting for someone to burst out like a madman and attack me, but before I knew it, the police were making their way inside. After a few short minutes, they started walking back out, and in tow, they held a hunched over and thin woman in their arms. Her skin was pale and her hair was long and brown, looking more like a bird's nest than hair. It would be the last time I would ever see her. They said she was a squatter that snuck in when the old tenants vacated. I don't think I'll easily forget that noise though, when in broad daylight she appeared at me. Her eyes bloodshot and her dry lips curling into a half-hearted smile, she sang once more for me.